So this week I've been visiting the charity shops just to pick up a few items to try and resell or add to my collection, and I also bought some things off a few private collectors online.
Frank's Retro Stuff!
Hey, welcome to Frank's Retro Stuff. If you're new to the channel or have already been watching some of the videos and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button below. And let's get into it. So yeah, I was around the charity shops just picking up a few random items that I could see that I was going to try and resell online or at an upcoming stall we're doing. And I'll just show you the stuff that I picked up this week, which I was pretty happy with. So first, I bought this carded Star Wars Watto from episode 1. I do have the Jar Jar Binks of this already somewhere in storage. I've not seen this one out before, just in a charity shop. It was cool to see. I picked him up for a couple of £. Not a lot of value in it. It's not vintage Star Wars as such, but it is still 25 years old. So if you see this kind of stuff, pick it up because there's a lot of newer Star Wars things out now. So it's always nice to grab a kind of carded or boxed retro Star Wars as opposed to the original vintage. They still display very well, and yeah, not everybody liked episode 1. I didn't mind it at all. So nice little find that. I picked up this Playmates turtle. This one was £1 in the charity shop. It was sat in a box with loads of kind of junk or toys, nothing really else. But I dug through and picked him out. Nice little display piece as well. If you see turtles, especially older ones, I picked them up. This is from early 2000s. It's not vintage turtles, but it's still a little older and a nice display piece. In one of the charity shops I was in, I picked up this huge bag, and it was just random Star Wars things. It was a couple of £1 for the bag, so I bought it. In there was a lot of these. I'm not sure if you remember the Kellogg's. These came out in cereal packets. It was for episode 1 as well. They've got a little bit of paper inside, which just tells you about the character and a little bit about the film. I do have some of these already. There's about 4 or 5 in this bag, so they were nice to see. You don't really see them around much, and they're in pretty good condition as well. You don't get a lot of toys in cereal anymore, so it's nice to sort of bring back a little bit of nostalgia from those days. Also in the bag, there was also a ton of these figures. They came out in like 1995, 1996, and then 1997, or possibly 98. Random ones. I think this one's from 95. Checked on Google, and this one does sell for around about £4 to £5 on its own, so that'll pay for the whole bag. But there is a lot of other ones in there. There's yeah, quite a lot. I think there was about 10 altogether. My favourite one, not sure how much value's in this, but there was a Boba Fett as well. So really cool to see. There's a Chewbacca, there's a Darth Vader. But yeah, the entire bag for a few £, so I'll definitely make the money back on the bag. And there may be some more value in there. I just need to check them out and see what's what. On the theme of Star Wars as well, in one of the charity shops, I paid £2 for this. I had no idea what it was. I took a gamble on it. Kind of looked cool. It is hollow, it's plastic and kind of rubbery, but it's Darth Vader, it's Star Wars. There's no logos on it except for one that says Grosvenor of London on the bottom, and no dates. But when I checked on Google Lens, turns out this is a shampoo or bubble bath holder for kids. Came out in possibly the late 90s. I can't remember the date I saw. I think it was like 98, 99. May have been earlier. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But yeah, quite cool, quite a unique piece. And like I say, I've never seen this stuff around. I've seen other shampoo, bubble bath, Star Wars holders. Most of the ones I've seen were kind of official possibly at the time. This is just a random thing. So yeah, a couple of £1 for it. Took a gamble, and the last couple of sales I found online for this were between £10 to £15. So definitely profit in it, but I'll most probably keep this one. It's quite an unusual and cool piece. Now, I was shopping in one of the charity shops I was in, and there was a few VHS there. I do pick those up, I collect them, and I also sell ones on just to make a little bit of money, and a lot of them kind of sell fast because VHS are hot at the moment, depending on which ones they are. But in the stack of VHS that were there was this Bubsy 2 Sega Mega Drive game. Really, really cool. I grabbed it. All the VHS I were buying were between £1 to £1.50, and this was in there, and the woman just charged me the same, so I bought a job lot of them, put this in the pile. There was no pricing on anything, and yeah, really cool find. You don't really see a lot of retro or vintage games in charity shops these days. This one, I'll just open it to show you, still does have the manuals and the little booklet that came with it, and the game itself, relatively good condition. The stickers pulling off a tiny bit there, but yeah, that's just an absolutely ace find. I'll keep that in my collection. Now, comps on this game come in from around about £15 to £20 with the manual complete. Again, I maybe not sell this one, but if I do decide to sell it, we definitely made some profit there. And lastly, I want to show you the thing I bought off a private seller. I picked up a few things this week, but this was because I kind of wanted to see, can you buy vintage original Star Wars still boxed at a relatively cheap price that most people could afford? I know a lot of the pieces out there can range from, 100, 200, 300 plus pound if they're in boxed and in relatively good condition. Even just the boxes can command quite a high price. So I was looking around on eBay, I sent an offer into somebody, they wanted £20, I offered them 15 and they accepted, and I bought this. Now I know it's a smaller boxed piece, but this is the Star Wars Raider laser cannon from Return of the Jedi, and yeah, really happy with this one. So like I said, I paid £15 for it. The box is in pretty good condition. For display, it's not in perfect condition. There's a lot of corners are sort of damaged and creased, but on a shelf, it'll look really cool like that. And for £15, I'm just gonna open it up real quick to show you. We still got the, let's be careful with this. So yeah, it's still got the paper instructions in there. Again, not in the best condition, but they're there, so it shows that it's complete. I'll just take this out. I don't want to destroy the toy. I know it does break itself. It was in one of the movies and it gets smashed. So the top part here of the cannon, I believe, there we go, it clips in. But yeah, this comes off. Again, not super sought after Star Wars stuff, but if you're paying just a little bit of money and you want some vintage Star Wars boxed, you can pick up things like this online, and they're in a relatively cheap price range. And it's just cool to have some of that old box stuff without paying insane premium price for it. So yeah, really happy with this purchase. This one I'm going to keep unless I decide to sell it down the line and make a little bit more money out of it. There's a few random stickers on it from years and years ago. I don't want to take any of those stuff off. I'm just going to stick it on the shelf and display it. It's going to look really cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. And like I said before, if you're new to the channel or you've already watched some of our content and you like it, please hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.